So instead, let's have a look at a Jaegeru replay. Hello everyone, my name is Bluehouse McGee and welcome back to World of German Tank Destroyers. Now why am I doing a replay on the Jaegeru when the Grille 15 literally came out today? Reasons that involve I didn't want to do a Waffenträger E100 replay because there's more than enough of them on YouTube and I hate the tank, and the Jaegeru doesn't get enough love. And I didn't want to do a Grille 15 replay because I wanted to fool you guys into thinking I'm going to do a Grille 15 replay. That's why the thumbnail was a Grille 15 and not a Jaegeru. And the Waffenträger E100, the Grille 15 and the Jaegeru couldn't be more apart from each other. The Jaegeru is an assault city. You get into people's faces and derp them in the face with 117mm metal plated lollipops that you hurl at your enemies at 925 meters per second. And that is the main feature of the Jaegeru. It is heavily armored and it has a big fat derpy massive gun that you want to induce fear into your enemies with. Just like the 1A3, no one is going to sit in front of a Jaegeru expecting, oh, he's going to miss me. No, the Jaegeru, if it hits big. 1050 average damage every single shot. That hurts if you get hit by it. And the Waffenträger E100, which was in the game since the 29th of October 2013, has finally been replaced. The most unbalanced tank in World of Tanks. It could clip an E100 in 8 seconds. Nothing balanced about that tank. You could think, oh, there's a massive turret with no armor, fire explosive in it. Well, that's the point in firing one high explosive shell into him when he can just kill you in 8 seconds. He just has to track you, retrack you after 2 seconds and just eat you away. Well, there's your 320 alpha damage if you're playing a small tank. High explosive into the turret. Well, good fun. Well, those days are finally over. The Grille 15 has been introduced and it's a fast tank. It's really fast. It goes 60 kilometers an hour and has a really big, fat, scary 150mm high velocity shell gun. And with an aim time, if you're using the right equipment and food and a good crew, 1.9 seconds aim time. That is extremely good for a tier 10 TD and is the best aim time in every single tank of the game. Which makes you think, is the Grille 15 the new problem in the game? No, because it cannot kill every tank in 8 seconds. It has to reload a big fat 150mm shell every 12 seconds. You take 750 alpha damage, you pull back, you get a bit mad because he's camping in the back, and that's it. Instead of you take 560, you take 560, you take 560, you take 560, and you're dead. There's a difference in that. I am surviving with a bit of damage, and I am dead into my next tank and meet a Waffenträger E100 in the next game. World of Tanks has been fixed in a small portion today. Small warning though, if you're going to play high tier tanks today, expect a lot of Grille 15s because everyone that had the Waffenträger is going to try it out and the matchmaking has been flooded by it. Here's a small picture of it, sent in by John Herman. It looks almost like the test server up in there. Also, why do John's team get 2 tier 8 artillery and the enemy team gets 2 tier 10s extra instead of 2 tier 8 artillery? Matchmaking, next problem in World of Tanks. One day it will get fixed. Apparently matchmaking 2.0 is in development and will be implemented one day. Further fixes in 9.15 are the physics are a bit changed. They have been a bit eased up. If you crash into a small rock, you don't lose half of your health. If you drop down, you don't lose half of your health. If you roll over, well, you didn't lose health anyway, so that's a thing. But rolling over is a bit more difficult now. You cannot just sort of roll over a Type 5 Heavy anymore, Simon. And a numerous amount of nerfs and buffs. And the nerf I am most happy with is the T22 medium, because that tank was just ridiculous. It was not quite Waffenträger E100 levels of ridiculous, but if you had its side, you can't pen it. Well, you can shoot it in the side of the turret, or just the little tiny bit on top of the hull where the V-shape ends. Yeah, that's where. It was just stupid. In Clan Wars or in Strongholds, that tank was just absolutely ridiculous if you saw it on the enemy team. We came across 5 T22 SRs once, and we just could not kill them. We just couldn't. We killed 1 out of 5. And we were trying to kill them so hard that the rest of the enemy team just sort of rolled in and killed us all. Because they are just ridiculously stupid. Now they are sluggish, they are slow, the aim time is terrible, the DPM is still terrible. It still has the V-shaped hull, but what uses it if you cannot even use it because you will be outplayed by more mobile tank. Other more well-known nerfs that happened in this patch were to the OI Experimental. Now, low tier matchmaking has been saved quite a bit, but it isn't over yet. The OI Experimental, if it hits its shot, is still really overpowered, and it's still a pretty well armored tank. Tier 3 seeing that tank, good luck penning it still. There is no real fixing it unless you nerf the armor, but what's the point of playing a big fat Japanese heavy? There just isn't. The whole idea behind the Japanese heavies is that they are really big and really heavily armored, because the Japanese really didn't know how to build tanks back then, at least heavy tanks, and they didn't want to keep with conventional shapes. So they did everything. Rectangular, angles, flats, just everything. And that's how the Japanese heavies were made. I lie. However, in future patches I do expect to see more nerfs to more recent tanks. For example, I think in 2, maybe 3 patches we will see nerfs to the TVP T5051 and the Skoda T50. Probably an aim time nerf, if not a small mobility nerf, and a dispersion after shooting nerf. Because those tanks having that really fast unloading autoloader, that is the point of the tank. If you know how to play the tank, you are really good in it. If you don't know how to play the tank, you are terrible in it. There is no really middle. You don't see a Skoda T50 doing, I don't know, 1500 damage and survive. If they do 1500 damage, they played really defensively and the team was really aggressive, or they died really fast in the battle. Because they went in too far and thought, oh, I have this autoloader, I can clip whatever I want, when the clip potential is actually really low on the tank. What do you think is going to be nerfed in a more later on patch? Probably the Skodas. Yeah, I think. Yeah, the Skodas. I think you will vote the Skodas. Yeah. But I was actually talking about the differences between the new Grille 15, the Jaegeru, and the Waffenträger E100. Whereas the Jaegeru has about the same camera rating as an apartment building in a cornfield, and the Waffenträger E100 about a water tower in a cornfield. The Grille 15 has the same camera rating, a scarecrow in a cornfield. It stands out, but you don't see it all the time. Camera rating is better, it's just not great, and that is weird. Because in the Jaegeru you are not relying on your camera rating. In the Waffenträger you did not rely on your camera rating a lot. The Grille 15 has to rely on its camera rating. And that is the weird part, because its camera rating is worse than you expect. But I guess that is for balancing reasons, because you cannot have a super sneaky tank with a high velocity 150mm gun and such a good aiming time at tier 10. It is pure balancing, and I think the Grille 15 is rather balanced at this point. And with that final kill of the gold risk, I will see you tomorrow for more German tanks.